A lot of these guys on the internet have no talking points. Prepare to be offended. Unless they're talking about women, they cannot get views. Unless they're making it about lust, they cannot get fraction. If you can list the individuals that are getting fraction within the space of self-improvement, give me those that are doing it without making women the center of attention. It's funny these individuals give you all the tips and tricks as if they're experts, yet they contradict themselves by making them the most important thing. All you need to know is human nature. All you need to know is if something's being said versus something being done and they're not aligned. That's when you know things aren't real. What figuring out is there? What schematics, stats, strategies, and all the things in your book do you need to know that if somebody says something to you and then they don't do it, they're not real, they're not honest? Why are you overanalyzing stuff? Why are we in totality overanalyzing things? Why weren't our grandparents talking about the opposite sex like this? Why weren't our parents? How come they have it figured out? Stop trying to figure things out that is out of your control at the end of the day. You know, people keep watching these people and you never actually ask yourself, behind closed doors, is this a real thing, or is this a front for people to click and view the video? If it's not about women, they cannot get views, they cannot get attention, they cannot keep people, they can't do it. They need that in order to make money. It's funny, they'll use that to make money while telling you not to simp, while telling you not to make them the center of attention. But guess what? They're making the center of their finances about them. So, is there contradiction going on there? Ever ask yourself that? The individuals really doing well in this department don't need to talk about it. And when it comes down to it, whoever you see on the screen, they're giving you advice based on their own experiences. So it will not apply to you anyway, because the situation is different. That being said, this is the only way these guys can get views. Talking about sex, talking about lust, talking about the opposite sex. What else? What else do you bring to the table? The popular question they ask the opposite sex, what do they bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? You think your height, your finances, your body fat percentage makes you a more valuable person? So once you get old and gray and you lose a lot of that, most of that minus the finances, are you not valuable anymore? Let's stop listening to these people. Let's stop. We should look at things from a different standpoint. The people you listen to are giving you basically your opinion, and it's facts to only that individual because they experience things within their life. But it's not a fact to you because your situation is different. Your circumstances are different. What you will go through will be different. So why keep viewing those videos time after time again and not getting the results they promised you? Why contradicting themselves? These guys don't have any other way to get views. They don't. They need to talk about sex. They need to talk about women. They need to make them the center of attention. You know what's funny? Forgetting about that, I'm not even going to speak more about it because I don't want to contradict myself here. But you need to be more disagreeable, meaning that don't just believe everything you hear. Don't just believe everything you hear about a subject that you cannot figure out. You cannot figure out people like that. You just can't. We're complex creatures at the end of the day. We are. So stop overanalyzing. People show you who they are of their actions. Why do you keep listening to all the female nature and like human nature? All I need to know about a person is based on the things they do on a consistent basis. If they're saying they value Christianity, walking with God, all those things in the book, but they're drinking, smoking, doing all these degrading things, you know that their words and actions don't align. You're overanalyzing a bunch of stuff you don't need to. And the same thing with listening to these people because they talk great, they talk big, they look great on camera, they sound great with their microphones, they have the perfect setup, the perfect camera. That's what gets your attention, which is unfortunate. I don't have a good setup. Why do I need a good setup? All I need to do is talk about the particular message, and whoever receives it does, and whoever doesn't. But that part is out of my control. All I can control is showing up, doing the best that I can do, and the rest will take care of itself. These guys cannot get views any other way. What else would they talk about? Money, height, body count? Have we really gotten this low where people don't want to watch anything else? You're not wondering how to add more skills to you as a person? You're not wondering how to become more interesting in different ways as opposed to exterior things? Because these things will expire. They will. It's just sad that we're so far gone from things that actually matter. Family, legacy, leaving a mark, leaving an impact. Leaving an impact doesn't always mean that you have a lot of views on the video and a lot of people watch it and they say, oh, you changed my life. But just in the way you carry yourself. If you go to your workplace, for example, without saying and doing much, based on just who you are and how you show up, how you present yourself, are people inspired to do more? Are people inspired to change? I'm not going to say this to be somebody that's trying to brag, but people around me are always asking me fitness advice, self-improvement advice. They're coming to me with questions about, supplements and all these things like that. And I'm not a person that openly talks about it. That's the thing. And this is not just in this area, it's in multiple areas in life. Let the results speak. Don't claim to be an expert if you're just there living life and experiencing things. Because your experiences, like I said, it's not like other people's. And we're clicking these videos that say, oh, women, who cares? They don't care about you anyway. Why do you care? Honestly, these guys cannot get views any other way. You see channels that were solid, but then they changed to only talking about this. Get views, you need to become more creative. There's other ways to inspire. Remove sex from your head. It's not the end all be all to everything. It's not. That's the power of living in a first world country. We have so much things that we try to find the problem and focus on it. What if you couldn't eat? What if you couldn't have a place to stay, a place to shower, consistent income coming in? What if you had actual problems? Because this isn't a problem. What, you're worried about your height? You're worried about your body fat percentage? You're worried about if your finances is 100K a year to fit a group? Fit out of the groups. Fit into you. Honestly, these guys cannot get views any other way. Prove me wrong. And if they are there, props to those guys or women, because they're not being like the crowd. At the end of the day, leaders lead, followers follow. At a certain stage in your life, you have to not follow anymore. You have to take the own lead to your own path, to where you want to go. Not flock to what everyone's doing. Seriously. How can someone be inspired by you if you're a fan? You're a fan of the opposite sex. Because you've made them your idol. You've made them your everything. Everything's about them. Who cares? I'm so happy. Throughout junior high school, I didn't care about them. And the funny thing is, though, they're trying to get my attention in these kind of ways, and I just didn't care. I wanted to be good at basketball, good at school, good at engineering, good at architecture. I wanted to build a good physique. I wanted to be able to speak. I wanted to be able to add multiple skills. They are like below the scale of importance. My mother is the only woman that I will put number one like that. That's it. Because that is the person that brought me on earth. That's it. I will treat her with the utmost respect. Not because I'm scared, but because I know what sacrifices she made. But a lot of these guys cannot get views without talking about this. Prove me wrong. And for those that can, I want to look to what they're doing to learn strategies to be able to use. Because there's a different way to inspire people. There's a different way to self-improve. Remove SEX from your head. Remove it. We need to be better as men. We do. This can't be the only way. High value. High value what? High value what? Let's think about high value decisions. How about that? Anyways, that's it for my rant. Take it how you want to take it. If you disagree, okay, that's cool. Let me know how. If you do agree, why do you agree? Anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. God bless.